I'm back and I've got no idea what happened. I've got no idea what happened there. My stream notes just went and just crashed. But we should be back now. And hopefully we won't have anything like that happen again. As I was saying, the pit entry, we're not using this pit entry that comes after the super fast chicane, because that was deemed too dangerous. What we're going with instead is a bit of a slalom. These cones can be deadly if you touch them at the wrong speed or at the wrong angle. It's easy to avoid them at this first section. You could just dodge in between them. That's fine. And the second lot, you sort of got to wait until after the cones. There's plenty of room here and a curb that's flat enough to go across there. But if you get it wrong, touch any of the cones or any of the curbs. We saw Mythic getting... Mythic, the new AF4 champion, getting himself beached on the curb at the exit of here. And that is unlikely, but it's feasible. But there's plenty of margin for error at this very difficult sort of 90s style pit entry with a couple of chicanes in there to slow us down. But that'll be very interesting. That'll be very interesting. We have plenty of cars with us today to get us pumped up with some action as we're away for a 20-minute qualifying session. The drivers pulling away almost instantly. Ali Yardimja is at the front of that field. I think at some point I turned off CSP or something. Or I'm back to an old version of CSP, so... Here is Ali Yardimja. He's at the front of the field. He's been looking really, really strong today at Buenos Aires. And hopefully he can pull off a result today similar to the sort of results his team Polaris Motorsport has been pulling off in our other series, AF3. We'll see how that goes. There's still a 35-lap race ahead of us in 20 minutes' time. We have 17 drivers today. No Batesma and no Lowy. So you'd think this is an easy race for Olivier to try and make some advantage up in the championship. But that, as I said, Ali Yardimja is looking super strong today in this Dallara around Buenos Aires. So it's by no means a foregone conclusion. But we'll see what happens. Ali's coming towards the final chicane now, so we'll ride on board with him. And I'll take you through a lap of this Buenos Aires circuit. Last used in 1998 or 1997 for Formula 1 of the Argentine Grand Prix. Here we go, out of the final corner and onto the front straight. Nice and wide, plenty of room for overtaking into turn 1. But we're not quite in that section yet, we're into qualifying. Spot your braking marker, it's quite difficult to find. For turn 1. Changing camber, slightly bumpy. Get some good traction, use a bit of exit curb as well. Through the kink of turn 2, not even a corner. Turn 3 is the next corner. Again, no braking markers to speak of. You got to use your instinct around here. That's another hairpin. Again, bumpy. Now you're on the edge through turn 4, and that will plonk you out into the apex of turn 5. Then the long turn 6 takes you onto the back stretch. I say back stretch, not back straight, because there is a corner. That curb on the exit will be lethal. It will properly, like, ollie your car along it through turn number 7. And now a tight hairpin of turn 8. Really tricky to keep the car stable through here. 9 and 10 again, sort of nothing corners. Through 11 and 12 now, and on to the final section of the lap, the final sector. 3 corners really to go. Here's the first 2 of them. Easy-ish chicane, but definitely very fast. And a final hairpin that asks everything of the balance of your car. It's got to be perfect. Ali Yardimja will come across the line and do a 28.5 to start us off. 28 lap is very good. 27s is what we're probably going to be looking for towards the end of this session. Vicente Guerra, meanwhile, does a 30.8. Domingo has gone rally crossing, I notice. There's another car parked, I notice. That is Mario Fonseca. He's parked on the exit of turn number 1. And I don't know if he's beached. I don't think he's beached. No, he's just not moving. I don't know what's going on with him there. As Riley goes to P2 with a 29.4. No one able to Well, only one person able to get within a second of Ali Yardinger at the minute. But we still got to wait for the lap from Jack Olivier. He's definitely not pushing. You can hear in the engine notes he's definitely not pushing at the minute. Looking for some track space, but he's got plenty of it around him. He's got plenty of track space ready to go. This will be a track where mistakes will be heavily punished. We've seen drivers get beached in various places. Maybe a little bit of grass taken on the tyres there, but a good exit out of that final corner and ready to go for what will surely be a blinding lap. 138.8. 138.838. Nice lap. Just for the numbers. Again, on edge through turn 1. A little bit of trail braking to pull it into the apex. Doesn't use as much exit curve as Ali does. Jake Feemster has spun off. That's at the final chicane. 5 thousandths down. This is going to be a really close one. Oh, but does take a bit of grass there, so that'll probably be the end of his lap. He's a little wide through 6 as well. We'll see how it goes. Approaching the second sector line now. Trader Joe, another impressive performance from him, goes to within a quarter of a second. Anto has clearly been practicing this one with his teammate and son, Jack Olivier. P2, P3, now P4 is Diego Domingo in the other Polaris Motorsport car. Absolutely trounces the lot of them, including his own teammate. Jack Olivier now through towards the final chicane. And the hairpin. This could still be a good lap. He lost 3/4 of a second, so it could be enough still for P2. And the final corner. Quite a short one to the line. It's only just there. I don't think it counted. Yeah, it wouldn't have counted. It went off track. I'm short a monitor, kind of. To the top of the times goes Rubber 9 by 0.3 of a second over Diego Domingo. And also got a lap. We've seen Roman Nesh has just gone off. As Guerra improves to P8. That's Nesh in the wall. I think that was at turn 3. How can Ali Yardinger respond? He has done a good first sector. He's within a 10th. So this could be enough to go ahead of Diego. But it seems mostly in the second sector that Ali loses his time. I'm basing this off of 0 data, because I haven't got my live timing screen. Costa goes to P8. Just ahead of his own teammate, Thomas Cameron. That's now P9 and P10. Mythic improves to P4. Really good result from the newly crowned AF4 champion. Lots of drivers on personal best, including Ali himself and Mythic again, who is almost matching in the first sector, but 16.8 seems to be the fastest time in the first sector. Ali Yardinger will now come across the second sector line now. That's a 1 minute point 3 in the second sector. That is a personal best from him as well, so this could be enough for P2. 1 corner to go. Looks pretty planted on the exit. To the line. Oh, not quite enough. Actually, that wasn't even close. He's short by 0.6 on his own teammate. But still a really good showing today for Polaris Motorsport. P2 and P3 at the minute. Only the one river racing driver today, that is in the form of Mythic. Clearly showing some pace today. P4. Jake Feemster to P11 on his first lap. We're still waiting for a lap from Jack Olivier. He's on an out lap at the minute. Let's take a look at the next lap from Mythic. Who's coming through the final corner. No improvement. Lost it all in the final sector, but still good lap. There's some pacer there. How about Miguel Costa? P10 at the minute. Has been slow on this lap so far. Mythic has stopped on track, I'm guessing, just to teleport to the pits rather than a spin. Who else is looking fast? Thomas Cameron's looking fast, coming to P7. It says 27.6 is his personal best in the first sector. That's actually 10 seconds down from... those graphics are not lying. He is actually 10 seconds down on the pole time. What about Mario Fonseca? Early on in the lap at the minute, but he's done a personal best first sector. Joao Guerra with some traffic. Currently P13, he improves to P12, Riley improves to P9. I'm quite shocked by the performance of Guerra today. He's a lot lower in the field than I was expecting him to be. It seems like a real shake-up today. As yet, Olivier's been beaten by his father, and as I say that, Anto improves to P5. A stunning showing from him today. Hopefully he can keep that up in the race, and we'll see how Jack Olivier can respond to this as well. He's done a 17 flat in the first sector. That's not shown up on the graphics. He's just coming through towards turn 10 now. Thomas Cameron has gone off. And teleported straight back to pits. Maybe a bit of traffic there for Olivier. That's Cano in front of him in the banana boat racing car. But over the line for Jack Olivier and goes to P3 with a 27.7. So he's in the game. He's in the game. We are just under 10 minutes away from the end of this session. As Jack Olivier, I don't know if he was going to go for another lap. But he's clipped the grass on the entry to the braking zone. That's made him go straight on. That is something we could see quite often in this race. Where the hell is my mouse? There it is. Diego Domingo coming towards the second complex. The second half of the lap. That's turn 8, the turn 8 hairpin. These corners are... Oh, that's going to be straight almost into the wall there for Diego. This is exactly a representation of what I mean by mistakes will be punished on this track. You clip one wheel on the grass, you're going straight off. Well, straight on and straight off. Yeah, the same thing in this case. So I'm just seeing a sea. Live time is just showing a sea of red for invalidated and orange for just slow. Only Riley is doing a personal best at the minute, and he's only just coming out of turn 3. So he's only just done the first sector. But it is a good one. 2/10 down on the pole time. Gone for a very late... That's a very good line through turn 6. I like his style there. Really late on that. Just winded into the inside of the corner. Let's run on board with Riley for the rest of this lap in the lovely grey livery car. Through turn 7. Easy flatten these cars. Could have some issues with traffic in the Formula. That's Roman Nesh just ahead of him. E16. Nesh very kindly gets out of the way of Riley. Let's take a look at Riley's second sector time. It'll come up just out of this turn 14. 101.0. That's a second and a half down. This could be enough to maybe make an improvement. It's 1.7 down on his... on the pole time at the minute, and he's 2 seconds down. So a small improvement can make some big gains here, and he does so. P10, 29.0. Very good final sector. I mean, it's kind of hard not to be good at the final sector. It's like 10 seconds long. But there's one, and I mean one, very tricky corner in there, just to make things interesting. Let's take a look at Ali Yardridge. Okay, he's not pushing at the minute. Who is on a good lap? A lot of people at the back on good laps. Jack Olivier is on a good lap, though. He's heading towards this the second complex. There's something so aesthetic about the shape of the Buenos Aires track. It's really cool. I've loved this track for years. I used to play it on Grand Prix World for my entire life. I remember when I was 4 years old, I played Grand Prix World. I didn't realise you had to fix the cars. I just assumed they magically got fixed. So I never made it past Argentina. In fact, no, I didn't even make it to Argentina most of the time. Jack Olivier goes to pole by 0.5 of a second. I think we're in for a stormer of a race later. Olivier and Rubber will be together. Domingo will be in that fight as well. He'll be looking to make some gains on the progress he made in Hockenheim. Ali Yardimger, meanwhile, is on a good lap. He is only 200th down on the pole time at the minute. But of course, the second sector is where it's all made. I mean, literally. It's like 1 minute out of 1 minute 27. I'd be surprised if we see any laps in the 59s in the second sector. I don't know what the fastest time is. Maybe a 1 minute point 3 is the fastest second sector time we've seen so far. Oh, it's 1 minute point 0, so it's definitely possible. Let's see what Ali Yardimger can do. Through to turn 13 and 14, full send through there. You've got to get the line right because the braking zone's right there. It's 0.2 as Rubber goes to the top of the times by 1/3 of a tenth. Ali Yardimger needs to find 0.8. He's found not a lot. He's found 0.3. So he's almost there. 5 minutes left in a qualifying session where pole position seems to be changing hands constantly. It's been Yardimger's, it's been Domingo's, it's been Olivier's, it's been Rubber's. We had 4 people in the pole position so far in this race, so far in this qualifying session. So used to being sprint qualifying now. Do you think we should do sprint qualifying in AF? Let me know in the comments. I kind of want to give it a go. But let's see what you guys think. All 6 of you. Mario Fonseca. He's currently P8, and he's done a personal best lap. Wait, no, he's not. Okay, never mind. My data is either behind or really ahead. I have no idea. Cano. Let's look at Cano. He's on a good lap. Never mind. God damn it. Trader Joe's crashed, I've just seen. No one's on a good lap at the minute. There's nothing to look at. Who's next over the line? Let's just, I don't know. Riley. Let's take a look at Riley. He's got some clean air, so let's take a look at what his view looks like. Never mind, he's spun it. Who can we curse this time? Should we go for... Oh, who's coming up quickly? V-Wolfs. Let's curse V-Wolfs. Almost. Go on, go on. 3 in a row, 3 in a row, 3 in a row. Oh, he nailed it. He nailed it there. This is just while there's no improvements. Thomas Cameron going to the final corner as well. I should have picked Gecha. He's gone way off. How's Domingo getting on? He's coming through turn 1 and 2. And heading towards 3. He's got cars behind him, and that is Beamster behind. Trader Joe has spun off. So there's definitely people I should have picked to spin, and I would have got it right. The final laps will be starting very soon. Rubber's purpled the first sector and gone fastest, and gone a green sector, second sector. But no improvement. He's lost a 10th in the final sector. His last time was only 0.004 slower than his best. What about Ali Yardimger? He's improved again in the first 2 sectors. Very similar times. Does improve to P3, 27.3. He's now in the game and ahead of his teammate, 1/4 of a second behind. Diego Domingo can't respond just yet. He's on an outlap. Mario Fonseca is on a flying lap though. You can tell he's pushing it. The rear end stepping out a little bit. Oh, very interesting line through there. There's lots of different lines. I'm loving this. There's a lot of strategy going on with the different lines around the track. Ratman Nesh is doing a personal best first sector as well. So too is Ali Yardimger. Ali's just finding more and more pace all the time. Can he take pole? He's got Mythic in the way on the exit of turn 15, but Fonseca's going to get away with it, I think. Is this going to be an improvement from him? No, it's not. It was down by 2 hundredths. Ali Yardimja now. That says purple in the first sector. I don't think it is. Well, it's not the fastest we've seen, but it's definitely the fastest of the lap times that have been set. Oh, that looks like a bit of ping there. Maybe it's unsettled his car through turn 11. I don't know the track very well. Jack Olivier's done a personal best second sector, but I don't think it'll be enough to make an improvement on his lap time. He needs to find 3 hundredths of a second. They're quite hard to find when you've... Oh, it is! Oh! I've instantly proved that wrong. A tenth of a second faster goes Olivier than Rubber. No improvement from Ali Yardimja that lap. Ended up slower in the final sector. But he has got one more attempt. Few people will. Cano will likely be the last person over the line. Maybe Trader Joe, though. I think I just saw Ali Yardimja. Yeah, Ali's out. That's the end of Ali. He will start at best P3. Olivier will not be making another lap. So pole position is possible. But he won't be making any improvements. Rubber is slower in the first sector, but only by a couple tenths. Max for Memes has joined. Excellent to see him joining. He will start behind me, who did no laps at all. Most people have now finished their laps. Here's Diego Domingo, who's looking super strong. But he's early on in his lap. Trader Joe is also doing a personal best first sector. They're the only people on a lap. Jake Feemster, despite... Okay, he did a... Oh, Diego's gone. Diego's gone on the exit of turn number 6. That's the end of Diego's qualifying session. Guerra will not improve. He will start P13 in today's race. Roman Nesh is the only person that can stop any change in the top. No improvement from Roman Nesh. So it will be Jack Olivier who takes another pole position in this AF1 season. Rubber will start alongside him on the front row. Ali Yardimja will start P3. This one is going to be a real barnstormer. So mixed up, it's a bit of a mixed up grid in the upper end of the midfield. We are seeing some shining performances, I'd say particularly from the two Polaris drivers and from Anto and Trader Joe and Mythic, all looking brilliant for today's race. We are 35 laps ahead of us. Maybe some pit stops, I doubt it though. Well, no, maybe some two-stop strategies, but I doubt it. Should be a one-stop race today. Not a lot of effort on the tyres for this race. So we're back in a few minutes for the start of the AF1 race. Welcome back. We've got quite the race on our hands. I'm going to go for some sort of cinematic shot here, if possible. I can't even do the... Can I just do the... I want the tower thing. There we go. Boop. We've got ourselves a lake, so I'm going to do lakey things and just do like a really low drone shot for a bit in hopes that this will time well, and then we'll get to the grid in just enough time. Please, 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 I'm going to extend the lake a little bit. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't know how long... Oh, I've gone under the... I'm dead. Thank you. There we go. I'm a bit further away from the grid than I thought I was. Okay, upside down, sure. Sure, we're on the other side of the world to where I am, but it's not... Well, and maybe it's a backwards race, but I'd like to be right way up for this. Max for Memes, after joining late, will start from the back row of the grid alongside Cano. Then we have Vivals and Jake Feemster. Then Roman Nesh and Joao Guerra. Miguel Costa and Riley. TC Gaming and Mario Fonseca. Then we got Propofol, Bimythic, Trader Joe, Anto will start P5. Diego Domingo and Ali Yardimja on row 2. And Rubber 9 and Jack Olivier start on the front row. We are 20 seconds from the start of the AF1 race in Buenos Aires. And here come the lights. Prepare for chaos at turn 1. It's very wide. Plenty of opportunities. Here they come. And there go the lights. It's a good start from Jack Olivier. It's a slow start from a couple of people in the midfield, but it's a fairly even start all the way around, I would say. Looking towards the inside goes Rubber. The two Polaris drivers have already collided. It's caused chaos. There's going to be surely a safety car for that. There's 4 cars involved there. That was the demise start, as Polly would definitely call it. We are under safety car. I can hear from the engines. Best start. Got to go to Propofol. From P9 to P3 on the grid after only 2 corners. So well done to him. Anto moves up to P4. Guerra from 13th to 5th. That's insane. Thank you to Sharbatron for following again. For subscribing, rather. What an excellent start from some of these drivers on the grid. Propofol in particular. And Guerra. I don't know how Guerra made 8 places in one go, but he nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. So Rubber leads, got the perfect start to jump Olivier off the line. He is second. Propofol is third. Anto is 4th. Guerra is 5th. Fonseca 6th. Feemster 7th. Mythic 8th. Riley 9th. And Vivals is 10th. I can't even see what that says. Thank you, Mosquito, for gifting a sub to Lucas. Thank you. Costa is 11th, Nesh 12th. Vermeem's made a great stuff at the back of the grid to 13th. Cano 14th, Domingo 15th. TC Gaming 16th, Yardimja 17th, and Trader Joe 18th. It was Domingo and Yardimja that came together. Trader Joe just got collected. And TC Gaming, I believe it was Cano that had to take avoiding action and across the grass on the exit of turn 1. Not the best of starts for Polaris. They were looking super strong. We're now under safety car conditions. This should last 1 lap, I would think. We should be getting underway pretty quickly. I mean, we lasted less than the Formula 1 race today. If you haven't seen it, have you been living under a rock? What have you been doing? Watch it. For the love of God, watch it. All I will say is plane crash. Just coming to the second half of the lap now. Ooh, we have a bit. 50 bits. Thank you. The last... Well, okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, Charles Leclerc lost, which isn't great. Norris could have won, but pit stop and then just slow, which isn't great. But there was a lot of hope in that race. But there's a lot of hope in this one. There's my segue. 2 laps will be completed. 33 more to go here in Buenos Aires. I'm assuming everyone's here, so we should be able to get going once again. So let's get the rear view from Rubber, if we can. Here we go. There goes the green flag. It's a decent getaway, but Jacques Olivier still holding in tow. Could he make a move out of the outside? He's looking for it. Into turn 1, that could be a tricky move, considering it's more of a trail breaky corner. No move this time. Propofol is ready and waiting. Vivos has passed Mythic. Domingo passed Cano. Oh, Olivier looking to the inside at turn 3. Is actually going to be under pressure from Propofol around the outside at turn 3. No positions change hands this time, but Propofol's looking a lot closer to Olivier than Olivier is to Rubber. Both of the top 2 using a lot of curb on the exit of turn 4 and basically the inside of turn 5. Mythic dropping another place behind Miguel Costa this time. Or Propofol onto the curb at the exit. That will once you go onto that curb, you just lose control completely. Riley and Thiem still changed positions. Nesh has dropped down 2 places. I think Nesh has gone off. I don't know what's going on with Nesh, but something's gone wrong. Jake Thiem is off in the gravel at the exit of turn 6. Vivos and Costa have come together. It's all kicking off now. Could this be another safety car? Whoa! Costa almost came together with Roman Nesh, who's also going slow. I don't know why Roman Nesh was going slow. Vivos has got going again, though. Not looking like a safety car to me. They're still racing full pelt. So Rubber still has the lead. Olivier is second. We come to the end of the first proper lap of racing. They almost came together on the exit of the final corner there. The lines almost just collided there. Vermeems has spun off. That is... Oh, he's way off into the gravel. That's at the final chicane. He had a really strong start. He's going to be really careful with the rejoin, but he's going to rejoin in last place then. This is going to be a great lead battle we've got on our hands here between 2 stunning drivers, Rubber and Olivier. And his father's just watching on in the distance there in P4, Anto. Gecha's made a great start in P5. Propofol's managed to keep hold of P3, but he has dropped back from the lead battle. Speaking of battles, let's look at the train. Let's look at the train in the battle for P3, I guess. Propofol, Anto, Gecha, and Fonseca. Here's the view from Fonseca. There's all his targets ahead. Gecha going on to the curb on the exit of 6. It's a big momentum loss. It's a big bump going through coming into turn 7 that could unsettle the car. Fonseca looked for the move into 8. Oh, and gets all crossed up, but stays with it. Keeps the car together. That's what 4/10 looks like. That's what 3/10 looks like, rather. It's barely anything to separate these 2 drivers. But we've got 30 laps to try and separate them. He's taking far more risk on the brakes into that final hairpin. Just putting Rubber under pressure. Into the slipstream should now be the option, and he's doing so. This is a great opportunity for a move. Rubber goes defensive. Olivier goes even closer to the inside. Down the inside goes Olivier. And he's got the move. Rubber looked to the cutback, but it didn't quite come out there. But this isn't over. Olivier's going defensive into turn 3. Oh, and they've touched Olivier. He's gone up. Oh, they've stayed together. And I think Rubber's going to hold the position back. No, Rubber's going to take the position anyway. Rubber retakes the lead of this race. Jacques Olivier is in second place. Anto has gone to half a second back from Propofol. So could we see a father-son podium as this race continues? This would be amazing. It's absolutely not out of the question. Anto's looking super strong today in the Macca racing car. Oh, Olivier, you just saw there. Looking to the inside, Anto's looking to the outside, but that's because he locked up there. Just went too deep. Behind this, Domingo and Cano are side by side into turn 8. Cano's got the outside. TC Gaming's there, ready to take anything out of that, but he won't. Because this isn't really a place you'd overtake through 9, 10, and 11, and 12. Your next overtaking move is into the final hairpin. Realistically. Olivier. Oh, Propofol's passed Olivier. I don't know how he did it, but Propofol's been forced off the track by Olivier as a result. Here's Anto behind, ready to take down the inside into the hairpin. Oh, and they've touched it. Oh, Propofol's wiped out Anto. And himself. Here's Mythic. There's the view of both of them rejoining. Anto's going to rejoin behind Domingo, who's already recovered to P7 now. Cano's going to drop behind Anto, drop ahead of Anto as well. There's the rear view. Here's Ali Yardinger taking to the place of Anto, just to add to his suffering. And another collision there. And there goes Ali Yardinger and Anto together. Anto's currently facing backwards on the racing line. That's not really where you want to be. Did I jinx that? Is that a jinx? Did I jinx that? Fonseca, as a result, is now into 4th place, and Guerra from P13 is up to 3rd. He's saving his championship hopes, whatever they may be. Yardim's gone off again, this time at turn 5. Rejoins in P14. Another comeback necessary for Yardinger now. Propofol is right on the back of Mythic, who's recovered to P5. I think he's gone a bit too deep into, well, not too deep, too shallow? I don't know what you'd call it when you just decide the apex is like a metre shorter than where it should be. But Propofol will keep P5. Domingo will have to take P6 off of by Mythic, who's ended up getting wedged on that exit curb. Now Thomas Cameron is in tow. Don't want to see driver's eye anymore. That's the view I want. Robert now has a 2-second lead over Jack Olivier. Mythic goes deep, but there's multiple lines through there. The tightest line isn't always the best line through that corner in this case. Slipstream. Super powerful. I'm glad I've got a fan on me. I'm glad the noise cancelling is working. It means I can stay cool through this quite dramatic and exciting race so far. Mythic goes wide through turn 1. TC Game will try and take advantage. Turn 3 is the next opportunity. But not far. He's too far away. He has a look though, but it's still not close enough. Fonseca is right on the back of Guerra. Fonseca's looking super strong today again. He's really upped his game this season. I think a bit of practice in AF4 in the last couple of seasons has really done him the world of good. Some extra practice. A move into turn 7 is like a move into Cops, really, but even more unlikely. So turn 8 is an option. Guerra, I would almost class that as moving under braking, just to block Fonseca's line into turn 8 there, but Fonseca wasn't close enough in the first place. Through this sort of winding follow my leader section. And the next overtaking opportunity awaiting you after this super fast chicane, turn 15. As long as you don't get wedged on those curbs, he's going to stay on track and in the right position. Trader Joe, Fonseca's teammate, on the back of Cano, who's also on the back of Mythic, who's on the back of Thomas Cameron. There's a train here in the battle for P7. Slipstream's proving very effective down this front straight towards turn number 1. Trader Joe could be close enough for a dive bomb on Cano. He goes for it. Yes, he does. He's gone too deep. Where's Cano in all this? He's right behind. Or Cano almost loses it. A fistful of oversteer. Drops the position. P10 for Cano. P9 now for Trader Joe. 1 lap 8 of 35. Pit stops at the half distance point roughly. So somewhere between 16 and 19 you would expect pit stops to be for most people. Look at Diego Domingo, who's already caught into the back of Propofol. Diego has had a stunning, and I mean truly stunning, recovery in this race so far. I would say so far this race proving that Buenos Aires is not quite... Oh, I'm just seeing a move up ahead. That's between Guerra and Fonseca. Fonseca made a move around the outside at the final chicane. Unbelievable. Guerra goes to the inside at the final hairpin. Guerra takes the place back, but Fonseca, stunning move to go around the outside and just force Guerra to just back off and just take no risks here. Fonseca's got the slipstream over turn 1. Looks to the outside for the corner. That line closed off by Guerra. Oh, don't lose it now. You've done so well, Mario. He's kept it together. He's going to be under pressure from V Pro Profile just behind, though. Oh, TC Gaming and Mythic have come together. That's at turn 1 and 2. Mythic rejoins P8. TC Gaming P11. Or is that P10? He's going to try and salvage something from Riley. But side by side into 4, which is a very... Oh, okay. Gives up the position. For Memes, who was 25 seconds down at this point. He had a great start to this race, taking advantage of some positions, but he's down in last place. Anto has managed to recover past Raman Nesh, who's actually off the track as well at turn 3. Switch back to the front then. Fonseca, 7/10 of a second behind Joao Guerra. I get the feeling Guerra maybe made a mistake on the exit of 12. That would have been what caused Fonseca to make such gains on the exit and make a move around the outside. Considering you'd be pinned to the right-hand side of the track, I'm surprised that was even possible. But he got it done. It's a great section of corners, turn 13, 14. And then this super tricky hairpin, lots of different lines. Off camber, uphill, fighting the rear. Trying to keep the front controlled and doing exactly what you wanted to do. Domingo now is really on the back of Fonseca. He's going to make a move into turn 3. Looks to it. Fonseca's opened the door for him though. And shuts it with a smooth bit of oversteer. I meant to do that, he says. Fonseca will keep P4 for now. Guerra is still up there. That is still a good target for Diego and for Mario. Either of these two could take it. Domingo surely not going to look for a move into turn 7. Looks for it. Fonseca's again opened the door for him. Driving very cautiously, it seems. Down the inside goes Diego into 8. As Guerra locks up, Diego goes deep, though. Where's Fonseca in all of this? He's still alongside, but he's going to give up the position for now. And I emphasise for now. Rubber spun! Rubber spun! That's in the final corner. He's gone way, way deep. Olivier's going to take the lead of this. I don't know how that happened. I just saw a red name and it's like, what the hell just happened? Rubber's back to second place, but he's got the pace, surely. He lost 13 seconds to Jacques Olivier and rejoins in P2. Rubber's teammate Guerra is right behind. Anything and everything can happen in this AF1 race, as we're proving today. And it's only going to get better as the season goes on. Mythic! Oh, that was almost so good. But it was just disastrous for Mythic in the end. He'd made the move. He'd made the move on Thomas Cameron, but couldn't stop it enough to avoid making the move on Riley, and ended up just going deep into turn 1 and colliding with Riley side on. Riley's rejoined in 15th, Mythic in 16th. For Memes has decided to DNF. Anto still looking really strong in this race on his recovery. P14 in the minute, looking to go to P13. Cano has gone off the track, maybe side by side with TC Gaming perhaps, or he just went wide at turn 6. You decide. 'Cause I don't know. Oh, Costa sees a slow car, thinks, 1, I could wait, or 2, I could just go around the outside at the fastest corner of the track. I'll go for the round outside at the fastest corner of the track. Done. Easy. Not even a problem. Anto has gone rally crossing again while he was side by side with Feimster, I think it was. Let's take a trip and see Domingo, Guerra and Rubber. The podium and even a P2 is right there for Diego. Started on the second row of the grid. Collided with his teammate at turn 1 on lap 1. And fell to the very back. And now he's back in 4th. He's recovered it all the way back in 10 laps. Yardam just passed TC Gaming, or has he? They're side by side through T1. Thomas is not going to give that up. Ali's going to force him to, though. Goes super defensive into 3, and Thomas Cameron goes, okay, fine. You can have it. I was never going to make it easy for you. Domingo closing in with that slipstream is right in the back of Joao Guerra. Oh, Guerra super defensive into 8. Just shuts that door. Slams it even. Oh, that's Fonseca off in the background, you just see. Fonseca's gone deep into 8. He's gone way off. That's exactly what Anto did just a lap ago. He goes behind his teammate Shredder Joe in P7. Domingo right on the back of Joao. Doesn't make the move into 13 and 14. Is there a move into 15? No, too far back. But he's forced Joao to mistake. He's locked up at 15. Oh! Rubber with the pit lane! Rubber went for the pit lane and he launched over the curbs. We're going to see that more often, but we're going to switch to this. We're going to see plenty of awesome looking pit entries. Domingo can't decide but goes to the outside. Swings it round. Guerra's still there. They touch! They're both off! Guerra's in the wall! Domingo takes P2. Probofol's right there to take P2 off of both of them. Probofol to P2. Trader Joe is now P4. Guerra is P5. I don't know who thought this race would be boring, but this race is far from boring. This is incredible. It is now a 4-car battle for P2. Probofol, Domingo, Trader Joe, and Guerra. Rubbers rejoining P13 on track. After a little bit of a launch coming into the pit lane. I can't wait to see other people come into the pit lane. They should be soon. Again, it's a very early stop from Rubber. We've seen that quite a few times in this season. We've seen it every race this season where he's gone 1 or 2 laps early. But this is lap 12 that he's pitted on. So I suspect maybe he's going for a 2-stop strategy. Because there's no way he can make another 24 laps on the tyres when he only managed 12 on the first stint. Vivolf passes Miguel Costa. In fact, no, they've come together instead. Vivolf has gone off on the exit of turn 8. They've come together while Vivolf's just lost it under braking, lost it under power. Probofol's been passed by Domingo and Trader Joe. Trader Joe, what a move! It'll have been textbook from Diego, but stunning from Trader Joe to take advantage of that. And Probofol's going to already in the slipstream of Trader Joe, but too far back to make a move to turn 1, or is he? Yep, too far back this time. 7/10. Joao is back in the game. Back there in P5. You can just see him in the background, in the black and green. Switch back quickly to the battle for P9. Oh, as Costa goes wide! Oh! Collides with Cano. Cano survives. That was so unfortunate from Costa. Just lost it under acceleration and just collided with Cano. He rejoins in P14. I wonder how the tyres are doing. I will definitely ask the drivers at the end of it, in particular Rubber, and see how the tyres are doing, because his strategy seems to be very different to everyone else's. We're on lap 14. So we're at the point in time where you could realistically take a chance at a 1-stop. An early 1-stop, that is. 14 seconds is Jack Olivier's lead, though. So this is clearly his race win if it's not Rubber's. Rubber's past Jake Feemster. This undercut's not going to work if Rubber's going to get through a load of traffic. Or overcut, whatever it is. It's definitely difficult to get through this traffic. Thomas Cameron on the back of Ali Yardimjer in the battle of P7. I doubt that'll come to anything. I think Ali just passed Thomas Cameron not long ago. No, Thomas Cameron was faster by a 1/10 of a second on that lap, so it's not out of the question. Cano is going for the pit lane. Struggled to take that, but he got it. That's how you do it. Hey? Did he hit a cone or something? What happened there? And this is going to be chaos. The pit entry's blocked as Mythic's coming through. Mythic gets through okay, though. That was weird. Because that's an easy left, and he just lost it going through that left-hand corner. That's the easiest part of this pit entry, and he just loses it completely. I dare say I'm going to get a few hateful complaints at the end of this race. And Mythic has actually retired from this race, which really sucks. He looked so strong at the start of this race. And qualified really well, too. Field's starting to spread out a bit as we head towards the pit stops, I suspect, because the tyres are starting to drop off. But we'll see. This is lap 15 of 35. We're not even at half distance yet, and so much has happened. It's so great. Why aren't more people watching this? Thank you to those of you who are. Gekker will take the pit lane. He's missed the pit entry. He's missed the pit entry. He'll have to go again. There's no fuel to worry about, but he will have to do another lap on old tyres. We did recommend the drivers practice the pit entry beforehand. Thomas Cameron is staying with Ali Yahya. There are quite a few drivers in this season who have performed very well, far better than they have in the past. Thomas Cameron is one of them, same to Trader Joe and Mario Fonseca. They're the three sort of biggest improvers this season, in my opinion. And it's so great to see. And in fact, Yardimage is now closer to Mario Fonseca for P6. You can tell he's pushing. He went for the he didn't go for the sort of normal line. He just pointed it to the apex under braking. Point it straight there and just get it turned in. No messing about. No worrying about tyres. Just full send. Awesome. Still no sign of a pit stop from Jacques Olivier. Let's see if Shroud gets the pit lane right this time. He's going to turn right now. There we go. And all being well, he's avoided the cones. He's gone through those cones. That's risky, but he's done it. Following him is Ali Yardimji, you just see behind there. His pit lane entry goes well too. Hopefully no one gets any tyres mixed in. Anto will dive for the pit lane as well, it seems. Yep, goes for it. Everyone, apart from Rubber, who, with the full send, doing well with that so far. Race for the pit exit as... It should be virtually the same pit stop time for everybody because it's just changing tyres. There's no fuel involved. So Gekker will be joining P12 just ahead of Roman Nesh. 4 seconds of clean air in front of him. And Ali Yardimji will get 4 seconds of clean air in front of him too, behind Roman Nesh. Still yet to see Jacques Olivier dive for the pit lane though. He's coming towards the final couple of corners. So we will see. It's lap 16 of 35. 17 of 35 rather. So it is half distance. Will he take to the pit lane now? No, he won't. He'll keep going for another lap. Riley is really close to Costa. Costa has to go defensive into turn 7 there for a bit to stop it. But Riley... Oh, Costa goes defensive again, but Riley's going to go even further down the inside and makes the move, but goes deep. But Costa will take that straight back. Or will he? They're side by side through 9 and 10 now. Or no collision still. Oh, that was always going to happen. Riley just gives Miguel Costa a bit of a punt there. They both keep going. But with a bit of damage. And a bit of pride hurt. In the case of Riley. Well tried. Good effort. But not the best execution. Pro strategy and Fonseca all of the bits. As Costa and Gekker both follow each other off track. They're both going straight on. They're off to Uruguay. They're both off to Uruguay. Gekker crucially has pitted, I will add. Oops, that's awkward. Vivov and Nash are both in as well. Costa will take the pit lane. Careful with those cones. If you go too fast through them, you will launch. We've seen... There's a video that I recorded earlier during official practice. I'll post it after the race in best clips. So do check out best clips of people tactically trying to remove cones to make their pit entry easier. It's not clear whether that strategy has worked. But what we do know is people that didn't do that are at risk of crashes. Olivier into the pits now. We are 1 lap past half distance, so this will be the point in time where people pit. Jack Olivier coming out of the pits there. You see Rubber just behind, so the gap will be about 5 seconds or so. Thomas coming into the pits as well, almost was in the podium places for a brief moment. And the gap is 3 seconds between Olivier and Rubber. But of course, Rubber pitted earlier. And could well be on a 2-stop, so that might not end well. Riley with a successful pit entry. Everyone's successful in the pit entry that I've seen. So that's always good. But as the positions shake out, Jarn's up to P7. And he's a second off of Mario Fonseca for P6. All the positions up to P4 are right there for Ali to take advantage of. Domingo's into the podium places, though, I note. Let's just double check anyone left to pit. I don't think we do. No, everybody has stopped now, so we're in for the second half of this race. Everyone's stopped. It's pure racing to the end. As we will see here, Ramanesh. There's one more Ramanesh as he tries to get past Riley for P13. In fact, actually, let's look at Jardinger because he's right up close to Fonseca. Much closer. It's now 3/10. So slipstream and a move into turn 15 is an option here. They both go for the wide line through 12. That's seeming ever more strategic. Just watch them go through. A little bit of a lift there from Jardinger through the corner. A lot of these drivers won't do a lot of heavy fuel running than we wanted to get the qualifying set up because it's just more fun to race these cars on low fuel. And requires less time. A little bit of a defence there from Fonseca. Moves offline slightly. Slipstream not being very effective at the minute. So close to grass on the left you see there. Could cause Jardinger to go straight on and into the lake. Goes deep into 3. Just can't seem to find a way past Fonseca at the minute and can't seem to hold it together long enough to have an attempt be possible. Out of 6. Seems to be a better run. He is closing. This is the best slipstream opportunity bar the front straight. Fonseca goes defensive down the inside, so Jardinger will try and take the outside line. Oh, Fonseca's right there, and a little touch of wings there. Front to rear. And Fonseca will keep the position for now. Fonseca goes wide at 10, at 11. There goes Fonseca. Rejoins P7. That's the end of that. Trader Joe chasing down Propofol for a stunning P4. Running up high, legitimately in Hockenheim, until a couple of crashes dropped him down the field. But now he's looking super, super strong. He's been consistent. He's been clean. He's P5. As Ramanesh is across the grass on the exit of turn number 3. The dirt you see on the tyres, well, that's not really dirt. That's actually just how the car looks. That's supposed to be like a banana on the inside. Gecha's closing up to TC Gaming, who almost loses it through turn 1. That's a full send through turn 1 if I've ever seen it. It's almost a drift. They're drifting the Delawas today. And again through turn 3. You might want to shift your brakes forward a bit there, Thomas. Just a suggestion. Two differing lines. Gecha and goes onto the... Oh, it didn't work for Gecha that time. He goes onto the curb on the exit. I kept doing that in the testing we did with pre-season. Feemster's off track. Unclear if that was involved with Vivol's. But he is off track and he's going to have Riley coming up behind him. Thank you, Redacted, for the bits. It was absolutely not. And you are very, very wrong. Trader Joe right up behind Propofol. A 10th and a half, but coming into the most difficult part of the track to overtake. But now coming into the best part of the track to overtake. Turn 15. And a slipstream opportunity coming up ahead now. If you want to make an overtake, here's your chance. Propofol already moving to the right-hand side of the track. Trader Joe following. Oh, he is close enough. He does go for a dive. They don't touch. They're still side by side. Oh, that's no. You can't even get any closer than that. They don't touch. Trader Joe's still in this. Looks to the outside as a cutback through 3 possible. No, Propofol holds the inside. Stunning racing from both of them. Full trust, full respect. Propofol had a bit of touch of the grass there, and again, super close. Trader Joe knows exactly where that front wing is. Wow, Themes through to the pits from P4, from P13. That's not what I'm saying wow to. I'm saying wow to this. Can try to maybe make a dive into 8. No, Propofol's wise to it and goes for defensive. You can just tell there's going to be something else coming. Yardimja is here now, just as close to Trader Joe as Trader Joe is to Propofol. Out of turn number 12. On the short shoot down towards the final hairpin. Propofol goes wide. Trader Joe locks up. Here comes Ali. P6 in the minute. Could this even be P4? Because they're both going to close in on each other. Ali's close enough. Trader Joe's not close enough on Propofol, so Ali goes to the inside. Trader Joe go... Oh, they almost touch. They still don't touch. Trader Joe's got P5 still. He's got the outside. Inside for 3. Trader Joe hangs on. Brilliant move. Well done. Wow. Ali will not give up yet. TC Gaming's not giving up on Gecha for P8. And I'm just looking to the outside, looking to get a good run out of turn 6 and onto the back straight. Let's go on for the onboard. Almost loses it on the curb there. He is close enough for a dive though. Goes for the dive. He's hit the apex. He doesn't hit Trader Joe though. Oh, and he's spun round. Ali's round. That'll be heart-wrenching for him. Gut-wrenching even. Fonseca's going to take the position off of him as well. P6 for Fonseca. We got a 4-car train for 6th here. Fonseca, Yardimja, Gecha, TC Gaming. Yardimja's rejoined in a place that can bridge the gap between Fonseca and Gecha. And cause what could be a really, really cool climax to this race. Even if it's not the battle for the lead. It's super awesome anyway. Trader Joe's dropped back to over a second back from Propofol, but you can bet that that will close down quickly. Because Trader Joe is looking incredible today. TC Gaming almost losing it on the apex on the inside of turn 1 there. None of these cars are close enough to make any moves so far, but just give it a lap or 2 for Slipstream to rear its head and maybe make an impact on this race. Important points for 6th place. You get 9 points for 6th place. No, you get 10 points for 6th place, rather. 25 for the win, then 20, 16, 13, 11 for the top 5. Then 10 down to 1 from 6th down to 15th. Fonseca goes defensive. Ali looks to the outside, but not close enough at all this time. Trader Joe's within a second, so bear that in mind. Costa has DNF'd from this race. He was P15. Thank you to... redacted again? I guess. I could have sworn I'd already responded to that. But there we go. Ali is not quite close enough this time into the hairpin, but he will wait for turn 1. He might have to wait another lap though, because he got all crossed up on the exit. He's still close enough for a bit of slipstream. Let's see what happens. Going down towards turn 1. These guys are starting lap 25 of 35. Not close enough. He will have to hold back for now. Multiple different lines being taken. Let's have a look at between Trader Joe and Propofol. That's what 7/10 of a second looks like. It's actually 8/10. He got a bit of a bad run out of turn 3, did Trader Joe, but he will definitely bring that back. Look at Ali. right on the gearbox of Fonseca. Turn 4 is not a place to make a move. But he looks for it to try and scare him wide. Trader Joe's dropping right back. He's lost about 4/10 now. V-Wolfs has spun off. I'd love to look at that, and I will. That's at turn 1. Switch back to this, though. Because Jardinger, especially recently, has been looking for those sort of moves in the more unconventional, unorthodox places. Really experimenting with what you can do. Rewriting the rulebook of overtaking. Here we go again. Got to get a good exit. Got to get a good exit. Stable. It is stable. Here we go. Gecha's there as well. 0.6 for him. But these guys were matching on the last lap. Fonseca and Jardinger within 1/100 of a second of each other. Again, not close enough. Again, almost touches that grass. He's taking too many liberties with that. He could end up going to Uruguay and into the lake. Straight, that goes straight on. Gecha's right there. Gecha's right there. I can just see in the mirrors. I thought he was going to go to the inside at turn 5. Is it possible to call XF1 tracks Josh tracks? I don't think it is. Gecha looks for a super dive bomb on Jardinger. Nowhere near close enough. I'm going to switch the battle between Propofol and Trader Joe for briefly, because look at this. That is close enough to maybe be a move coming into turn 1. Trader Joe will surely get past Propofol. He's looking so much stronger. Oh, never mind. Propofol exit stage left. Propofol's gone off. And he's in the wall. Jardinger having to go defensive into 13-14. Almost loses it himself. Gecha, ready to strike, looks for it, not close enough. Oh, but he's got a much better exit out of 15. Jardinger going super defensive immediately, straight to the right-hand side, but it's not enough. Gecha is going to have the outside. Gecha moves to the left, to the right a bit. To the left on your screen. Jardinger will keep the position, though. Propofol into the pits, presumably to repair a ton of damage. Thomas Cameron is ready to strike and take some positions. Oh, Gecha's lost the back end of it. Thomas Cameron looked for turn 4, but not close enough. Ali gets some breathing space. Thomas Cameron will not give Trout any, though. All the drivers guaranteed to score points now. We've had 3 retirements: Vermeems, Mythic and Costa. This battle will surely have a twist in the tail at any point in time. We don't know what's going to happen. Propofol has now DNF'd from P14. That's our 4th retirement of today. Looks like a much stronger one from TC Gaming through 14 than Drow. And took a much wider line coming into it. Used a bit of that red concrete on the left, which gave him a much stronger run through the final corner. There's moves to be made, positions to be won and lost in the closing 8 laps of this race. We're on lap 28 of 35. Olivier still has a 7-second lead over Rubber. We've barely even talked about the lead battle for the second half of this race because, well, nothing's happened. Domingo has a 3rd place finish at the minute, and Trader Joe will be in 4th place. Many contenders to drive through the day today. I would have to give it to Trader Joe today. Domingo's had a comeback through the field. Trader Joe's just had the pace to keep up with the leaders despite a bad qualifying. Fonseca as well looking strong. He did have a fairly strong qualifying. Yardam just recovered not quite as well as Domingo has, but he has recovered well. Guerra making up 9 places at the start was amazing, but he's settled down in P7. I'd say settled down. He's under pressure from Thomas Cameron, so he's not quite settled just yet. Thomas Cameron's had his moments. Anto got really unlucky, but he was running with the leaders. He had the pace to be with the leaders at the start of this race. A lot of drivers, I would say, have the sort of driver of the day status for me. But it's got to be Trader Joe. Let me know what you think. Yardam just caught up to Fonseca. It's now down to within a second. I need a bit more cool air. That's better. Bit of change for position in P12. I don't know what happened there. I think Vival's maybe missed the pit lane. Tried to go over the pits and just missed it or something. Riley spun off at turn 6, that is. He's got so much, such a big gap behind him. That's not going to lose him any positions. He'll stay P10. Thomas Cameron's still on the back of Guerra, and in front of that, Yardam just still on the back of Fonseca, who goes wide at turn 15, but pulls it in later, so it's definitely a strategic move, and a good move at that. He's managed to pull away from Yardam in the first phase of this pit straight now. That will surely be enough to hold him off, and it will be. No poll this week because I haven't had the time. It's also why there's no real stream graphics other than the standard stuff. But it will be back next time. Our next race in 2 weeks' time is the Norris Ring. You cannot possibly miss that stream. I will have no voice by the end of it. It's a good thing. Oh no, Ali Yardam just spun! I'll have no voice now! Fonseca went off as well! Both on their own, both unforced. Yardam will drop back even more positions behind Anto as well. Is he beached? He's beached! Yardam just in the pits! Yardam just gone! Guerra to the outside of Fonseca! Oh, they're going to be side by side through 9-10. No, they're not. Guerra's taking the move. Taking the place. P5 for Guerra now. Yardam just rejoined. He's P10. He's actually under pressure from Cano. No, he's not. Cano's almost a lap down. He's actually under pressure from the leader, is it? No? Who is it? Is it Diego? There's somebody near Ali Yardam. It's not Fimes. Who is that behind him? I don't know who's behind him. Guerra? No. Trader Joe? No. Domingo? No. There's... is it Nesh? I don't know who it is. Oh, it's Jake Feemster. Here we are. So Yardam is 11th and Feemster is P12. Gap less than a second. There's a 3-car train for P5 now, with 5 laps to go. Well, that will be 4 laps because Olivier's just coming around the final corner now. There he is. Let's keep an eye on this. Many different lines through turn 6, varying levels of confidence. Redacted, no, because yeah, people can get beached. Like, this isn't real life, so it's fine. You get towed in real life, as Feemster's going to make him. Feemster's already made the move on Yardam. Oh, has he? They're side by side, coming towards turn 1. It's the battle for P11. Feemster's got the outside, Yardam to the inside, but he's gone deep and in the grass. Oh, Ali. You got yourself whipped again. You've been whipped again. Down to P12, and is that Vival's behind? No, that's his own teammate, Diego Domingo, coming to lap his teammate. This isn't real life. This is just fantasy. Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Oh, Fonseca nearly loses it there. Going to be under pressure from TC Gaming now, who had just dropped back. He will try and take the first available opportunity. Fonseca leaves him room, but TC Gaming is just not alongside. Only a few laps left to go. In a truly action-packed AF1 race today, I think. You got to agree. I think there were some doubts about this track. It being too narrow. People were saying there were few overtaking opportunities. I think this has been proven wrong today. There's been lots of overtaking. Mistakes have been punished. What more could you want? Oh, and there's been plenty of drama. There's still time for some more, though. There's a couple of battles still going on, including this one, Fonseca versus Thomas Cameron. And who knows? Maybe the leader will spin out. Anyone could spin out. Literally anybody. Who's it going to be, though? Rubber saying his tyres are dying. Well, he's done about 20 laps on them by this point, because he pitted on lap 12. So I wouldn't be surprised if Rubber's tyres were dying. Let's just run on board with him for a second and just see how it looks. You can tell he's kind of coasting a little bit. You can kind of tell through such a fast corner like that. We have to be completely on edge and fully committed. You have to have full trust in your tyres, and if you just don't have that, you can't drive at your maximum. 29.6 from Rubber, so still a fairly decent lap time on race pace at least. Only 2 laps left to go, so Olivier's running the first sector. So 2 laps left to go. This guy's going around turn 12 now. Is there enough time for Thomas Cameron to take P6 and his best ever finish in AF1? He's looked so strong through 15. But Fonseca got a good enough exit to hold him off for now. 2 laps to go for these guys. Roughly the same sort of pace. That's not enough. Thomas needs to find at least 3 or 4 tenths to get within the slipstream to have the possibility of a move, because there's only one more chance down the front straight. Oh, who's that going off? That is, that'll be Vival's going off from P13. Luckily for him, an inconsequential thing, as Olivier starts the final lap of this race. He's barely been challenged today. Plenty of challenge from Rubber at the start of the race, but after the first few laps, Rover and Rubber spun off. Actually, no, I'm wrong. Rubber led this race for a while, gained about a 10-second lead, and then spun off. He went off at turn 15. Olivier took the lead and never looked back. Rubber had no answer. It's back to over a second for Thomas Cameron, so I think this is it. Save for a mistake from any of these drivers. And here he is, the man of the hour. Another perfect race from Jack Olivier. He's got lap car in the way. Hopefully that won't cause any drama. Oh, he almost did, but Riley gets out of the way as soon as he possibly could, and that was as soon as he possibly could. Don't get me, believe me. Fonseca might be close enough. There's still half a lap for them. Olivier almost goes off at turn 14. Be still my beating heart. Be still his beating heart. Well, it can get a bit faster now. Jack Olivier is slowing down at the end, forcing Riley to another lap, and Jack Olivier wins in Buenos Aires. Commanding display and is facing backwards. Rubber will come home and finish P2. Looked strong early on, but nah. No answer in the second half of this race. Diego Domingo, P3, takes him a podium. He really had to work for that one. Jarnemja follows his teammate, not in P4, but in P11, a lap down. Trader Joe. Round of applause, please, for Trader Joe. Stunning race from him. Will come home in P4. Finally delivers on the potential he showed at Hockenheim. Gecher will come home in P5, closely followed by Mario Fonseca, but not close enough. P7 for Thomas Cameron, his best finish to my knowledge in AF1. Anto, a brilliant P8, but so much more potential shown today. Riley was unfortunate enough to have to do another lap because Olivier slowed down. He could have slowed down really well. I won't say that. But Riley will come in P9. Cano will round out the top 10. Ali Jarnemja P11. Jake Feemster P12. Vival's P13. Romanesh, the last of the finishers, in P14. Propofol P15. But DNF, so no points for him.
Boshi.
Hello.
I've come. Get like Jack or something in here. I spun 4 times.
You demised many times. You showed what you could do, which was crash.
Yeah, I started P3. I got stuck in between Rubber and Diego, turn 1. Fell to second to last. Got back up to P5, and then went back down to P11 because I got beached and lost a whole lap.
Yeah, good job. Good job. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fully sarcastic.
Now get someone that's actually done well, like Diego. I'm gonna fucking
yeah. Would you mind? I've only got one screen.
Yeah. Bonk. Where's Rubber?
Let's get the podium finishes in then. Here we are. Lovely. Jack, Rubber, Diego, congratulations on your win, second place and the third place. Let's start with you, Jack. Early on in the race, you didn't seem to have an answer for Rubber.
I didn't seem to have an answer to Rubber, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I got a bit of damage when we tangled up, so I was losing a bit on that. That's probably it.
And, I mean, I take it you repaired that damage at the pit stop then?
Yeah, I did.
I mean, since then you had stunning pace. You never looked back. Did you have any doubt after Rubber went off?
I don't really know. I just knew I had kind of a little pace advantage, so I just was keeping the gap quite the same. And I knew Rubber pitted very early, so I knew his tires would be completely dead at the end of the race. So I just needed to keep the lead. So I wasn't really pushing. I was just making sure I was out of the range if I did a mistake, and yeah, that's it basically.
Fair enough. And that's a perfect segue to go to Rubber. What were you thinking?
Yeah, I'm very smart, so I thought that 12 laps was halfway of 35 laps.
Well
done. So, stunning maths. Awesome.
We can truly tell the age difference.
I mean, I thought when you came in lap time, I was like, oh, Rubber's going to try a two-stop. Ooh, very interesting. And then you just didn't. Thank you for clearing that up. Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah, two stops aren't really viable.
Yeah, maybe it could be at Norris Ring in 2 weeks' time.
Definitely not.
Okay. There's 61 laps of that.
It's literally just straights.
With corners and there's bumps and you're hard on the brakes most of the time. Like literally most of the time.
There are no long corners. There is no tire deck.
Could you take off the mandatory pit stop maybe for next race to see if anyone would want to try no stop?
No.
Why not?
Because I'll explain after. We have our reasons. Well, let's go to you, Diego. You really had to work for that one.
Yeah.
He worked and he got it. I just spun instead of him.
How much do you hate Ali for turn 1 lap 1?
Nah, I don't even know what happened, to be fair. Like,
I was on the outside. I didn't even know. I saw rubber going wide, and yeah, I suddenly saw my.
We managed to go 3 wide, even though it was third, fourth, no, second, third, and fourth place starts. We still managed to somehow make it 3 wide into turn 1.
Sorry, in that case, I have to go. It's 3 wide. There you go.
There you go.
Might as well get that in. Everyone seems to want to hear that now.
Yeah.
It was funny because like 20 seconds away from the start, Polly said something like, "Oh, let's not crash into turn 1."
No heroics into turn 1.
I just like specifically to Diego and I.
Yeah.
And then we did.
Because
I mean,
it happened in Phillip Island.
yeah, exactly. Like at
Don't
Phillip
remember.
Island
Is
as
it-
well.
Is this
we
the
said,
second
like,
time this weekend you've come together as teammates?
No, we didn't
Yes.
actually crash. Well, we crashed before.
not at Phillip Island. Not at Phillip
I
Island.
mean, on Phillip Island, I tried to let him go because I had a penalty. I went off, and while he was looking at the relative, he went off in the following turn.
Yeah, I was like, no, Diego, and then I went off as well.
Focus on your own race, then focus on your teammates.
Yeah.
I want to ask you one more question then. Who was the most difficult person for you to overtake in that recovery drive?
Maybe I think it was Kano at the beginning, like when I was like
Yeah.
12 or something like that. I had a lot of people behind me, and I didn't really want to risk it. And in the end, I think I overtook him in the after the fast right-hander, then in the hairpin. I think I overtook like 2 or 3 people there.
How was Trader Joe for you with overtaking?
I don't remember overtaking.
Oh, okay, not a big one because it took me like 4 fucking laps. I was stuck behind.
It was mostly Kano and Propofol, I think.
Nah, I couldn't get the Propofol. By the time I got to him, he had already spun and died.
He died. He caught the curb on the exit on the inside curb at turn 13 and ended up hitting the wall face first, and that actually caused his retirement.
Yeah, I got beached, but teleport back to pits straight away. Go out, get some points, get what you can, bitch.
I want to ask one final question for Jack. Your dad today, Anto.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
Well, he's doing really well until he turned into me.
Yeah, so I know he had 2 incidents. I don't really know what happened, so I'm probably gonna watch it again. But
Yeah.
he practiced a bit. So I share my setups and I try to help him so he can like gain time faster. But yeah, that's what I said usually to people. Like if he has time to practice and if he has setups, he's pretty decent. So I'm not really surprised, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, maybe you know him a lot better than I do. I mean, this is only the second race I've seen him in, but I gotta say he qualified really well, and he was on pace with the leaders at the early part of the race, so he drove really well.
Yeah, I saw that. So yeah, I was kind of happy to see him like just behind. I think he was right behind Propofol or right ahead of him, but then he crashed with him. So yeah, yeah. Until that, it was quite good to see. So yeah, pretty happy about it. Yeah.
Wonderful. And as we've seen from a few drivers this season, when the potential is shown, it will come good later in the season. As we saw it with Trader Joe today in particular. But anyway, thank you very much, guys. I'm going to go ahead and deafen myself in Discord now so I can finish the stream. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks in Norris Ring.
See ya.
Yeah.
So that is it for this week in Assetto, friends. We've got the Steward stream tomorrow as usual, 6 PM UTC for that. So do join us. We've got plenty to look at. We've got AF3, AF4, AFX, and AF1. We return next week for the season finale of AF3 at Biker Niki. You absolutely have to join that. That cannot be missed. And then we've got AF2 returning at Sepang for round 4. That's Saturday at 6:30 UTC for 1.5 hour race. And AF1's off on a break for next week. So there's only the 2 races next week, which means a nice short Steward stream the following Monday. Yay! I get a break. But until next time, until tomorrow, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you soon.